This is Generation Stadia, giving you that daily dose of everything and anything Stadia related, and today we're going to be taking a look at the first on Stadia title, Get Packed. This title comes from the team over at Moonshine Studios and is launching at the price of $19.99, but is this game worth packing up and bringing along with you, or is it better left behind? Let's discuss that, beginning with the objective and gameplay. Get Packed takes place in a town called Ditchlington. It's being overrun by a greedy salt mining corporation that is pushing everyone out as fast as possible without any hesitation. So what's a town to do when being evicted with little to no time to collect your belongings? Well, that's when you and your crew of so-called professionals come in. Your primary goal in Get Packed is to go from location to location and pack up as much as you can and send it off in the short amount of time given to you. You're rated on a 3-star system, and it's all based on how much value you can get packed and sent away, and time is of the essence here, so try and grab the big ticket items, but be careful not to break them because it will cost you. And now that you're familiar with the job, let's talk gameplay, and I'm happy to say it's actually quite a bit of fun. The game itself is heavily physics-based and really chaotic. You control your character by moving around using the analog stick and grab onto objects by pressing down on the triggers, one for each hand. You may have noticed that the hands kinda flop around all over the place, and that's because they do. Your primary way of controlling them is through the movement of your character, so be sure to get them swinging around so you can get them in the direction you need them to go. This very small addition actually adds a lot to the chaos and rush of moving things around, specifically when you're trying to move a larger object through a small door frame. Now, in order to help you, you do have a button that allows you to flat pack an item every now and then, but this does only work on some items, not all. Another tool at your disposal is a dash button. You can use this to move around quickly, but you can also use it to yank things stuck on the floor or the wall, for instance. Just be careful not to run into a wall because you may break whatever you're holding onto. I should also mention that each stage has its own obstacle that will try and make your life just a little bit more difficult. For example, a warehouse that has a conveyor belt leading to a grinder that every now and then has a pack of forklifts race right through the middle of it that send everything and everyone flying upon impact. Or you may find yourself doing a job for the local vampire whose house is haunted with ghosts and you need to vacuum them up to stop them from possessing items throughout the house. All in all, the gameplay is really fun, and as you add more players into the mix, it only gets crazier. It's extremely easy to understand and wrap your head around, and while it can be a little repetitive at times, I'd argue they did a fantastic job with the stages. Each one bringing unique obstacles to keep the gameplay loop fresh was definitely a very smart idea. Next up, let's discuss the features. Get Packed offers 1 to 4 player local and online co-op. It features a campaign with a light narrative, a versus mode where you can compete with your friends, a destruction mode where your job is to now break as much as you can rather than pack it, and it also has 4 customizable characters and a few unlocks on the side. There are a total of 12 locations currently in the game, with 3 more locations labeled coming soon. In general, I can't help but feel that it's slightly lacking in terms of stage count, and while I do think that they did a fantastic job making those stages and making them unique, I kinda wish they recycled some of those obstacles with different layouts. I know that may sound like additional padding to some of you, but honestly speaking, this game could really use it. If you're not aiming for 3 stars every stage, you can easily run through every single one of them in 2 to 3 hours. Now, there is some replay value, of course, and that comes through mostly the multiplayer and other game modes. Not to mention, due to the nature of the game, each level has a variety of ways to achieve 3 stars, so there's some fun to be had there too. My personal biggest annoyance, though, would have to be the fact that the story isn't complete due to the last 3 levels being labeled coming soon. Now, it's not a huge deal. The light narrative really isn't the focus of the game, but it did stick out to me just a bit that I'll have to wait to see what happens at the end. Overall though, I can't be too harsh on the game. It's priced to match the amount of content, and for $20 for a party game, it holds up fairly well. But now it's about time we wrap up this review and give you my closing thoughts. Get Packed is a fun game. It's well made and feels great. A lot of attention and love went into it, and there's many ways to see that. The art style, audio, gameplay, it all really stands out and fits the feel they were going for. The light narrative, while technically not complete, still is a nice addition to the overall package, and at $20 I feel like you do get your money's worth here. So who would I recommend this game for? If you're the type of person looking for a fun 4-player party game on Stadia, this is worth checking out for sure. It is a lot of fun, and the more players thrown in, the better it gets. It's easy for everyone to pick up and play with little to no explanation, and is suitable for all ages. Now, if you're looking for a game that you can play on your own or a game to immerse yourself in, then this definitely isn't it, and you're better off looking elsewhere. While it is a great and fun game, it lacks depth and can certainly be beaten in one sitting. And please don't take that as a knock toward Get Packed itself, it just simply isn't a game that's aimed at that audience. Now, if you are a solo player, I will mention the fact that you can matchmake with others online, but I'd say it's best played with those you already know, or at least when everyone's playing with a mic. Now, everything considered, I will be rating Get Packed with a 3 out of 5. I'll be waiting for those 3 additional stages, and personally speaking, I kind of hope they add more after that, because I would look forward to playing them. Now, if you enjoyed the video or found it helpful at all, be sure to hit that like button as it really does help the channel out, and if you're wanting more content like this, be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell as well. If you have any remaining questions about the game, do leave them in the comments section below and I'll do my best to answer them for you. As always, thank you for watching the video. This has been Generation Stadia, giving you that daily dose of everything and anything Stadia related. The Gen S community is over 3,800 strong and growing by the day. And until next time, I'll catch you in the clouds.